Me corresponde el honor y la tremenda responsabilidad de presentar a Humberto Javier Rodríguez Hernández, director de la Escuela Normal de Especialización Humberto Ramos Lozano, desde enero del 2001. Un currículum vitae abarca un resumen, una historia de los hechos, las evidencias que caracterizan a la persona en cuestión. Mucho tiempo me llevaría enumerar los eventos, los congresos, las instituciones de carácter nacional e internacional en las que ha participado. Por eso, quiero resumir en una sola frase esta presentación ante ustedes del ponente en cuestión ahora. Y voy a utilizar una expresión de uno de mis colegas en la institución. Para presentar a Humberto Javier Rodríguez Hernández, debo decir que de ahora en adelante, quien quiera referirse a la Escuela Normal de Especialización Humberto Ramos Lozano de Monterrey, Nuevo León, México, tendrá que hacerlo aclarando si se refiere a ella antes o después de Humberto Rodríguez. Pido un aplauso para nuestro director.
Muy buenos días a todos, todas. Voy a hacer un ejercicio de presentación breve, sencilla, precisa, directa, porque tengo solamente 20 minutos. Es importante esta historia porque los ponentes, los conferencistas, siempre tenemos esa presión del tiempo. Recuerdo, y ayer lo comentaba, me invitan a Hong Kong a dar una charla en una mesa redonda muy importante y me dijeron: profesor Rodríguez, usted tiene solo 10 minutos. Yo dije: viajé 18 horas en un vuelo y 10 minutos tenía, lo cual era un privilegio para mí. Y dije: los 10 minutos es una eternidad. Tengo que decir cosas precisas, claras y directas. Y tuve que ocupar 10 minutos porque la regla de la mesa redonda de los organizadores dijeron: cuando vayan a concluir sus 10 minutos, escuchará el sonido de este instrumento chino, ¿sí?, con un tono de sonido suave. Usted deberá entender que deberá ir cerrando. Yo dije: pero si me pongo nervioso no voy a escuchar el tin. Y entonces dice: cuando usted concluyó los 10 minutos, este otro instrumento va a sonar. Y eran 2 charolas fuertes, ¡bum! Y eso generó más ansiedad en mí, porque dije: si no escucho el tin, tengo que escuchar el pum. Y entonces, caray, 10 minutos. Caray es una expresión orestense que significa wow. Voy a estar en Lisboa y David me dijo: tienes 30 minutos. Y yo como buen profesor dije: claro, 30 minutos. Un tema de actualidad, un tema me parece relevante, la Agenda Educativa 2015-2030, que va a ser presentada precisamente en el Pleno de las Naciones Unidas en septiembre del 2015 y posteriormente en la UNESCO, en la 38ª Conferencia de UNESCO, va a ser tomada para ser implementada a nivel mundial. Y les tengo una buena noticia: México forma parte de las Naciones Unidas y de la UNESCO, como seguramente otros importantes países. ¿Y eso qué? ¿Qué sigue después de que firmemos? Pues siguen muchas cosas. Yo no quiero usar la expresión mexicana de decir será letra muerta. O como ayer el doctor Hassan, en una nueva expresión que aprendí, decía, ahí está la ley, pero es letra papel mojado. Allá le puse una versión mía. Papel mojado. Y el papel mojado significaba que ahí estaba, pero no tenía ningún efecto. Entonces, exactamente en este sentido, yo quisiera solamente compartir con ustedes algunas ideas que han llevado a la discusión, a la reflexión de expertos en el tema educativo a nivel mundial. Esta reunión se efectuó en el 2013 y fue una reunión de expertos de alto nivel. ¿Cuáles fueron sus temas de discusión? Muchos. Yo quisiera resaltar solamente dos. El primero dice, hay desigualdades crecientes. Esa es una gran contradicción en una era de grandes avances tecnológicos. Pero hay otra por ahí que a mí me cautivó y me preocupó. La última, que dice, se observa que hay una desprofesionalización de los docentes. Y esto debe de ser un tema de discusión y de reflexión en nuestros países. Si una sociedad, sus profesores son desprofesionalizados, estamos cometiendo un gran error. Porque entonces no estaremos preparando profesores con competencias, motivados, remunerados en las mejores condiciones. De pronto escuchamos, cualquiera puede venir y enseñar. Seguramente sí, pero en un contexto escolar, el profesor es un profesional. Ahora los sistemas educativos traemos muchas ideas para resolver las brechas. Contratemos maestros jubilados, saquémoslo de su jubileo y traigámoslos a nuevamente insertarlos en el contexto educativo. Traigamos a psicólogos o a licenciados de cualquier carrera, con tal de que tengan una carrera universitaria, y vamos a insertarlos en un contexto educativo. Muchas manifestaciones para hablar de la desprofesionalización de los docentes y fue tema de discusión precisamente en esta reunión. En este tenor, otra reunión, pero en el 2014, en Omán, en su capital, se reunieron otros expertos educativos y la declaración de esta reunión, la declaración de Muscat, señala que empieza ya a delinearse las prioridades de la Agenda Educativa 2015 al 2030. ¿Qué características de esta agenda? Tres principales. Se busca asegurar una educación inclusiva, equitativa, de calidad y a lo largo de la vida. No quiero resaltar, no me voy a detener ahí porque ha sido un tema recurrente en cada uno de los ponentes. Pero en esta yo quisiera resaltar que esta declaración 2014 tiene varios componentes que son, en mi juicio, determinantes. Dicen, es necesario asegurar una educación gratuita, obligatoria para todos. Para los mexicanos nos resulta familiar esto, artículo 3 constitucional. Pero lo que dice el artículo 3 constitucional todavía está lejos de que se cumpla, porque tenemos todavía niños y niñas que no van a la escuela por diversas razones. Entre otras cosas, solamente controla mi tiempo y tócame las dos tamboras, ¿no? Es que no veo. Entonces de arriba yo me hice el valiente, dije, sí, 20, y no las veo. Entonces Mejor, perdón, me tuve que bajar. Muy bien. Punto central, la nueva agenda tiene que erradicar todas las formas de discriminación. Entonces hay formas de discriminar, hay muchas formas de discriminar. Debe de estar basada en los derechos humanos, debe de asegurar una educación básica para todos. También el constructo de educación de calidad debe de estar asegurado, los ambientes ambientes seguros y sensibles a la diversidad. El día de ayer tuvimos un diálogo con nuestros amigos ponentes y una de las preguntas hablaba de los niveles de violencia en las escuelas o en las aulas, tema de gran relevancia. Y surgieron comentarios y surgieron ideas. Y una de las tesis centrales del diálogo fue: no podemos hablar de acciones contra la violencia si no lo visualizamos como un componente complejo, que es necesario la interacción de todos los elementos que están relacionados. Cultura de paz, que es uno de los componentes que se está promoviendo. Entre otras cosas también, pues se habla precisamente al desarrollo de métodos de atención a la diversidad, etcétera, etcétera. Aquí ya empezamos a perfilar las características de esta nueva agenda. Pero ¿por qué hablamos de una nueva agenda? De una nueva agenda internacional. Bueno, pues revisaríamos entonces que se perfilan 7 grandes objetivos globales. Todavía estoy en la reunión o la declaración de Muscat 2014. Allí hay 7. Solamente quiero posicionarme en el 6. Y resulta que a nivel mundial se busca la profesionalización docente como tarea fundamental e indispensable para lograr una educación inclusiva, de calidad, con equidad para todos. Dice, todos los estudiantes son atendidos por docentes calificados, preparados y motivados. Ahora yo les propongo, porque esto es lo nuevo, yo les propongo, abramos una línea de investigación para definir qué es un docente calificado. Segundo, ¿qué es un docente preparado? ¿Dónde estamos en uno y en otro? Un docente motivado. Wow, aparece como un componente de la profesionalización este aspecto de la motivación, lo cual me recuerda otra pregunta del día de ayer, cuando se habló de los currículum que tenían que tener un componente humanístico o basado en la persona. Entonces, nuevamente, los próximos 15 años, además de todo, surge la necesidad de trabajar en pos de la profesionalización docente. Entonces, en otra reunión, ya venimos del 13, pasamos al 14 y ahora en el 2015, en otra reunión internacional, también de expertos, se habló de que estamos frente a un mundo cambiante y que entonces es necesario repensar la educación y repensar el aprendizaje como tarea esencial. Claro, posterior a esta reunión vino otra reunión hace unos días en Corea, y en esta reunión pues fue de una gran convocatoria, entre ellos la UNESCO. Yo ahí comparto con ustedes la foto de Irina Bokova, que es la directora general de UNESCO, y este fue su discurso de apertura en el Fórum Mundial en Incheon, Corea. Y ella señala, el mundo está cambiando, la educación también debe de cambiar. ¿Qué más señala? Las aspiraciones por los derechos humanos y la dignidad están aumentando, pero hoy tenemos sociedades más interconectadas, pero la intolerancia y los conflictos se incrementan y las inequidades se están profundizando. ¿Por qué la educación tiene que cambiar? Porque tenemos nuevas competencias que las sociedades y las economías necesitan. bueno, claro. Y dice ella, ya, es necesario avanzar de la alfabetización y la aritmética como componentes centrales, como objetivos educativos, y avanzar en el tema de la justicia, la equidad y la solidaridad global. En suma, aprender a vivir en un planeta bajo presión. No hay otra fuerza, dice Irina, no hay otra fuerza transformadora como la educación. Esta foto me parece estupenda porque yo trataba un poco de separar a las personas y dije, bueno, son ¿cuántas bicicletas? 1, 2, 3, 4, pero resulta que están entrelazadas y entonces dejan de ser una bicicleta y es un sistema de transporte que lleva a diferentes personas. Claro que esta foto se da en el Día Mundial de la Diversidad Cultural, que es también en estos días. Entonces, en suma y en concreto, queridos profesores, profesoras, estudiantes de educación y de las áreas diversas y de los niveles educativos, les tengo una buena noticia. Los próximos 15 años, el tema central de la agenda educativa será el Objetivo de Desarrollo Sostenible número 4. ¿Qué significa? Garantizar una educación inclusiva, equitativa y de calidad y promover oportunidades de aprendizaje a lo largo de la vida. En los próximos minutos que me quedan, yo quisiera describir entonces qué significa esto. Paso esta lámina que ustedes la tienen ya ahí en su material y empiezo con preguntas. ¿Por qué la Agenda 2015-2030 habla de objetivos de desarrollo sostenible? Esta es la característica. La agenda educativa está sustentada precisamente en este tipo de objetivos. ¿Por qué? Explicación. Porque busca resolver problemas, busca resolver o disminuir tensiones y busca reconocer los nuevos horizontes del conocimiento. Un problema que busca resolver, y ahí tenemos frente a ese recuadro muchísimos. Ustedes pueden escoger un problema. La distancia entre lo material y lo espiritual, parecería que de pronto es un tema que habría. La igualdad de oportunidades, no hemos logrado esa igualdad de oportunidades. Tensiones. Y cuando yo reviso las tensiones me quedo sorprendido porque se reconoce esta parte de vulnerabilidad, inequidad. Hay una autora latinoamericana que dice que Latinoamérica, su sello distintivo en el contexto educativo es de profunda inequidad social. Pero también busca reconocer esta agenda los nuevos horizontes del conocimiento, y por eso invitamos a David a que compartiera con nosotros precisamente una visión desde la neuropsicología o desde las neurociencias, porque ahora en este momento se reconocen sus aportaciones y cómo esta está influyendo en el mejor entendimiento. Esta es otra crucial, porque ahora esta agenda toma, subraya, enfatiza un enfoque humanista, porque reafirma los principios universales éticos, valores humanos. ¿Cuáles? ¿Cuáles valores humanos? Y entonces posiciona 4: respeto por la vida y la dignidad humana. Es que es mi tradición, es mi cultura, es mi forma de ver la vida, pero si atenta contra el respeto y la dignidad humana, es un tema que habría que revisar. Igualdad de derechos, justicia social, diversidad cultural y social, sentido de solidaridad humana, entre otros. Wow, la educación como un bien común. Bueno, ¿que la educación no era ya un bien común? Se le agrega un bien común para todos. El sentido de vivir en comunidad. Pero hay un detalle, dice: el Estado debe de actuar como el garante sobre el derecho de la educación. Wow, porque inclusiva es la esencia también de este Congreso, porque busca eliminar o disminuir los factores de marginación o exclusión en la educación. Y hay muchas formas de exclusión, muchas formas de discriminación, hay muchas barreras. A mí me llamaron muchos profesores a la normal y decían: no nos dan permiso de asistir al Congreso. Se nos dice que es necesario que, y yo quiero ir, pero no me lo permiten. ¿Y quién no te lo permite? Pues no me lo permite el jefe inmediato superior de superior. Y entonces es una forma de limitar, si hablamos de profesionalización del profesor, ¿por qué no reconocer, ¿sí?, los pocos eventos que tenemos para incidir en la profesionalización? Pues entonces, ante la cantidad de llamadas, y rápidamente les digo la idea, fui y busqué a la subsecretaria de Educación Básica en el Estado. Y entonces llego a su oficina y le digo: oiga, soy el director de necesito hablar con. Y la secretaria muy amablemente jamás volteó a verme. Y así agachada me dijo: sí, ¿tiene cita con ella? No, pero tengo un problema que plantearle. Llene este formulario. Agarra una hojita y me la da. Y entonces me dice: llene ese formulario, y cuando la agenda de la subsecretaria lo permita, ¿sí?, eso se llama solicitar una audiencia, le llamamos. Y entonces le digo: señorita, ¿y eso como cuánto tardará? Porque el Congreso ya está cerca y hay profesores que quieren ir. Me dice: ¿no me escuchó? Nosotros le llamamos. Y dije: pero ni siquiera me ha preguntado el teléfono. ¿A dónde me va a llamar? ¿Las campanadas de la iglesia? ¿O qué va? ¿Cómo voy a saber esto? Claro que mi amabilidad, que de pronto forzo, se acabó. Y entonces le digo: señorita, y le digo: señorita, tenga su hojita, no la necesito. Ese camino es largo, discriminatorio, lento, absurdo. Y hablé con ella, y me dijo: ay, Humberto, la normalidad mínima, ¿qué voy a hacer? La normalidad mínima obliga a que los profesores no puedan ausentarse de las aulas. Y le dije: oye, ¿inventó Nuevo León un sistema educativo nuevo? ¿Una estrategia nueva? Porque resulta que el comunicado dice que los profesores de la USAER son profesores frente a grupo. Yo, en este momento, como soy responsable de la formación de profesores en este estado, te pregunto: ¿los psicólogos ya son profesores frente a grupo? ¿Los trabajadores sociales, los maestros de comunicación son maestros frente a grupo? ¿Qué pasa? Y entonces me dice: no hemos inventado nada, simplemente te debo decir que la normalidad mínima nos obliga. Y le digo: oye, uno por zona, 2, que tome, que revise, que comparta. Me dice: te mandaré a todos los de alto rango. Le dije: oye, si no te vengo a decir nada, no te vengo a pedir que me llenes el auditorio, no lo necesitamos, ¿sí? Yo quiero que a la gente que quiera profesionalizarse, que pueda compartir, no se le niegue la oportunidad. No vienen a ninguna fiesta. ¿Y qué creen? Alguien me decía: oye, ¿y a qué horas vamos a turistear? Vine a Monterrey y solo lo que conozco es, ya voy a acabar, sí, solo lo que conozco es el hotel. No hay tiempo de turistear, es tiempo de preparación. Bueno, porque calidad. Y concluyo: porque solo una educación de calidad puede incidir en un ambiente de creatividad, de construcción, de diálogo, de intercambio y asegurar las diversas competencias. Brinco, comparto y concluyo. Nunca será tarde para buscar un mundo mejor y más nuevo si en el empeño ponemos coraje y esperanza. Y la coloqué, la señalé y la subrayé, porque esta persona la dijo, él vivió entre 1809 y 1892. Efectivamente, creo que el profesor, las profesoras, tienen un papel y un rol fundamental en el logro de la educación inclusiva. Pero necesitamos dos cosas que Alfred Tennyson señaló: coraje y esperanza. Muchas gracias.
No me voy a tomar el atrevimiento de resumir el resumen, que sería un absurdo de mi parte. Y como tampoco tengo un reconocimiento material que otorgarle al director, pido al auditorio que, puestos de pie, le brindemos un aplauso.
Gracias. Qué bonito aplauso, pero no me iré a mi tierra sin acusar a los organizadores de discriminación, porque no me dieron un reconocimiento. Yo sé que me dirá el maestro Cuellar: no hay reconocimiento para ti por economía, pero yo quiero un reconocimiento. Y mi mayor reconocimiento son el que ustedes, los jóvenes, los estudiantes, se sumen con pasión, y mis amigos, que me sigan considerando su amigo. Muchas gracias.
Buenas tardes, amigos todos. Tengo el gusto de presentar en esta ocasión a una persona que nos ha acompañado en estos congresos. Esta persona es un líder global con gran energía motivacional. Tiene un doctorado en discapacidad, diversidad y necesidades educativas especiales. Actualmente es el director del Instituto TransEd, donde presenta conferencias internacionales sobre diversos temas educativos actuales. Es un orador motivacional respetado, autor y presentador de renombre internacional que ha participado en los blogs, la radio y la televisión. Ha recibido varios premios por su trabajo y se ha dedicado a la comuna bono, es decir, al bien público, a través de la construcción de una comunidad que incluye a todos. Su filosofía es la que se construye en el respeto de la dignidad humana de cada persona. Recibamos con un fuerte aplauso, por favor, al doctor Ashley Molloy.
Merci.
Bienvenido.
Un momento, por favor. Sí, pardon, merci. Muy bien, muy bien. Muy bien, muy bien. Muy... Tiempo, por favor. Buenas tardes, buenas tardes. It's nice to be with you. Buenas tardes. Bienvenidos a todos. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-day. My, oh my, what a wonderful day. There's plenty of sunshine heading our way. I'm glad you're with me. Hip, hip, hooray. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I've got this fabulous feeling. We're gonna have a great day. Yo soy canadiense. Yo amo México. En français, merci bien pour votre hospitalité et votre amitié. Thank you very much for your hospitality. Muchas gracias por hospitalidad y por amigos. Muchos amigos a México. Muchos amigos, ¿ya? ¿Amigo por moi? ¿Sí? I would like to bienvenidos a Canadá. La première vidéo, por favor. Bienvenidos a Canadá. Clip, 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 clip. Video y audio, por favor. Audio. Where's my clipboard? Where's my clicker? Everybody. I am Canadian. Yo soy canadiense. Muchas gracias. Viva Canadá. Por favor. I'm going to talk today, as you can have a look at, the generation that is in the classrooms that you are teaching. They are called Generation Z. The Generation Z. So, regarde, let's go see, okay. En español, ¿por qué? C'était très compliqué pour moi. C'était très compliqué pour moi. Okay, so. Muy bien, okay, teachers lead the way in education, Generation Z. En español, eh? Muy bien, en español, en español, muy. Okay. Session objectives are to prepare teachers with skills for the 21st century. En español. Whoops, encore. Okay. I'll get this right yet. To better understand that the students are Generation Z. Para entender mejor a los estudiantes que son la generación Z. Muy bien, español? All right. I looked at advertising as I like to look at advertising. So I decided to look at advertising and refer it or apply it to teachers. So, c'était en espagnol. Son como Ford. Los profesores son como Ford. ¿Por qué? Los profesores son como Nike. ¿Por qué? Los profesores son como Energizer batteries. ¿Por qué? Los profesores son como Nokia. ¿Por qué? ¿Ah? Los profesores son Apple Computers. ¿Por qué? Allez, levez vous-même. Allez dans la photo, allez. Los profesores son como IMAX. ¿Por qué? Los profesores son como General Electric. ¿Por qué? Los profesores son como Roseflex. ¿Por qué? Son grandiosos. Maestros son maravillosos. There are different ways of problem solving. Maestros resolviendo problemas. Por favor, video, caballeros. Problèmes. Ce n'est pas en français. Impossible à stationnement l'auto. Mais non. Magnifique, hein? OK. Merci. Le prochain, por favor. I keep speaking in French, I'm sorry. The next one, por favor. Okay, so teachers can solve problems in many ways. We look at problems every day and we find ways to make it work. So we have a little test because one of the things that you need to be a good teacher is to engage your audience. So I do not want David to fall asleep or Eileen to fall asleep, although they are finding it difficult to stay awake. I know that, but I am trying to make sure that I help them to be engaged in the presentation. Otherwise, I'm not a very successful teacher. So I want to role model some good ways of being a teacher. So to be alive, to be engaged, to be happy, to be passionate. So this is a little test now. So teacher personalities, of course, like our students that we teach, teacher personalities are uniquely different. So I'm going to give you a little test. Por favor. I will point to the chocolate bar and then you just put the cursor over it. Comprenez? When I call it. Now stand up if you chose Baby Ruth. Did you choose this one here? This is your personality. Okay, have a look. Read your personality. Unfortunately, it is in English. I couldn't translate everything. So that is if you were a Babe Ruth person. All right? Okay. Número 2 est Butterfinger. Por favor. Regardez. OK. 3, por favor. Hershey. OK, here you are. Allez, traduisez, Brenda, traduisez por. OK, gracias. OK, número 4, Milky Way. OK. Cinco, por favor, almond joy. Ah, flirtatious. Flu. Hot, hot, hot. Encore, 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 por favor. Cinco, cinco. Número 5. Ok. Por favor, Twix, Twix. Twix, okay, Twix. Did we do Twix? Twix? Yeah, Twix. So that's done? Finito? Okay, next, Snickers. Snickers. Okay, gracias. Three Musketeers, por favor. Okay, and Cadbury, por favor. Ajá. Okay. Todos muy bien. Muchas gracias. Okay. Now you are engaged. So we look at this Maslow's hierarchy of needs in terms of, as a teacher, what do you need to provide for your students? Well, we look at the basic needs, of course, food, shelter, and sleep. And many of the students that you have coming to school don't have food. They don't necessarily have a place to sleep. And certainly any sort of nourishment that they need is not there. Safety, a loving home. It's not just a building. It's a place where they are loved and they are cared for and they are made to feel worthwhile. Third one is love and belonging, okay? For example, with friends, with their extended family, so having lots of friendships. And then self-esteem, you've acquired the skills that lead to honor. So esteem is that you feel good about yourself, that you are glad that you are alive, that you feel that other people love and respect you for just who you are. And finally, self-actualization, I like to say, is your role as a teacher is to help your students to be the best that they can be. That is success as a teacher. All right. Por favor, this is a problem. Los docentes deben pensar fuera de la caja. Yes? Yes? I'm working on it. Okay. Por favor. Problemo. Peut-être. Problemo. These would not be good teacher candidates.
Whoa, that's not good.
Oh, I don't need this. I'm already late.
Somebody will come. Anybody out there?
Do you have a phone?
No. Sorry. Somebody! Hello? There are 2 people stuck on an escalator and we need help. Now, would somebody please do something? I don't believe this. You gotta be kidding me.
I'm gonna cry.
Well, there's not enough left to do, is it?
Hello? Hey, don't worry about it. I'll fix it in a second.
He said he can fix it. All right. All right. That's more like it. He says he can fix it.
Problemo, problemo.
Life is good when I see the sunlight in the morning. Lying in my bed, it's Monday 10 a.m. Walk across the room and open up the.
That is not what we do as teachers, because we have problems all the time, and our job every day is to solve problems, to find solutions. So, next one, thank you, por favor. Now, let's have a look at Generation Z and what it is. What are their characteristics? It is important that we understand that in the schools today, the millennials, or Generation Z, are the group of students that you are working with. So, let's have a look at Generation Z. They're also called Zs, Zs, bubble wrap kids, the new millennials, digital integrators, screen-agers at that age, and iGen. So Generation Z is part of a generation that is global, social, visual, and technological. They are the most connected, educated, and sophisticated generation in the history of mankind. They are up-agers with influence beyond their years. So we always say that the kids that we are working with, they seem to be so much far advanced for their age, chronological. They are the early adopters. They are the brand influencers. So they are the big marketing companies for clothing and shoes and all sorts of other things are marketing this generation because they are the social determinants of today. The pop culture leaders, they comprise nearly 2 billion people globally. And they don't just represent the future, they're creating it. So they're incredibly adept at multitasking, texting, listening to music, and downloading. Okay, we know that. So Generation Z, a couple of other characteristics. Successful strategies for education, Generation Z. This is from a North American concept or European, Western concept. So successful strategies for educating Generation Z. Firstly, we need to understand that Generation Z will be engaged and at the same time bored with technology. So sometimes students that we are looking at and they don't pay attention, but they actually can understand. They're listening to you but also doing something else. That's something that we're, as teachers, trying to understand. Technology is not just a tool, it's your use of technology. Okay, so technology is critical for today's generation. Secondly, Generation Z will learn more effectively if they are left to solve problems and find solutions themselves. So your role is to create an environment where their curiosity will lead them to pursue answers, to give them that freedom. All of their gaming experiences, with all the games that are on, Candy Crush and so on, has centered around solving problems so that they can progress to the next level. So you get better at each game and you get, okay, higher up. So they will continue to work at a level of a game for a long time because they realize that each time they fail, this is important, each time they fail, they have just learned a strategy for success. So think about that. Every time they make a mistake and fail, they have learned, next time I won't do that. This is such a powerful principle when applied in the classroom, especially amongst your younger students. Unfortunately, by the time we get them in high school sometimes, they have already learned that they will be given the solution. Children are very good at finding teachers because of our goodness and being able to manipulate us. So a little boy or girl naturally, I'm finding this so hard, I cannot get this question. Our immediate response is to help him or her because they're crying. But in some cases, we have to kind of overcome that frustration with them. Certainly sit down and say, okay, well, let me help you. I think we can work together on this question. A great tool for getting your students engaged with technology and problem solving is a Google Day. So there's a website, okay? Google gives you clues and you need to search for the answer. That's a very good thing. You might want to try that in your classrooms or in your studies. Now, this is a video, but not yet for. These are some of the students that I teach at a university, and we are in a special program working with students in this case with intellectual disabilities. So they wanted to send a greeting to Amigos a Mexico. Por favor.
Hola, Mexico! Hello from Canada! We love teachers!
Apuso, por favor! Gracias. Gracias. Okay, so I'm looking at a couple of examples of just briefly looking at inside a Canadian classroom that we are working with. Okay, now these students, okay, it is an inclusive environment. This is a special, okay, study unit that we are working on the transition to make schools totally inclusive, not just in name because they already are there under our laws, but to make sure that the experience, okay, in the able-bodied classrooms, okay, are relevant and successful for both sides. Okay, next, por favor. So, teachers share strategies. I asked my teachers that you saw there, some of them, to share their strategies. What did they think? And what do they want to let you know about in terms of some strategies? Por favor. What are the plans, tools needed to put in place as a new teacher? What are some challenges faced as a new teacher? I asked them, if you're going to be a new teacher, what are some of the challenges you face? So as a new teacher, a candidate should. So these are some of their advice. For supplying, have backup plans, lessons, activities, and know the safety procedures. So that's the first thing that they think is essential for you to know to create a safe and classroom environment. Get familiar with colleagues around you for support. Eileen mentioned that. Okay, the whole idea of mentorship or connecting with another teacher who has experience. Two are always better than one. Don't be afraid to ask for help from your colleagues, of course. Get to know your students on a personal level, not just academically. In university, okay, when I work with the master's students, there's usually about maybe 15 to 20 students. And I always make sure that I tell them, within 3 classes, I will know every one of your first names. Why? Because the most personal thing in everyone's life is their name. That is very special. You are named. I've done that so far, and I have not missed once. It's a big gamble, because I do not let them stay in the classroom so I can memorize what desk they are. I have them come out and just disassemble so that they know I really know their names. Okay? Now, by that, then, the whole rest of the classes, I'm calling them by name. So they feel connected to me, and it makes it so much more successful, okay, in my role. Creating a seating chart, ask students to help you create. Ask them, try to get your students involved in what the classroom is going to look like. Listen to them. Not giving up when situations get difficult, so you're kind of like letting the students know that when they fail or when they find it difficult, you are going to be there to help them, and it's going to be a positive result, that they are going to learn something that they may find difficult the first time. Don't take things personally. Sometimes in the heat of frustration, some parents will just, because they love their kids and they are kind of overtaxed, they may come back to a teacher and say things in a very unpleasant manner. So you have to kind of understand that this is part of the job from time to time, okay? That it will happen. Accept constructive criticism as a positive thing that will help you become a better teacher. That's what you do in those of you who are studying right now. Your teachers, your professores will tell you, okay, this is maybe a little thing you can work on. They will give you some guidance to help you be better. That's their goal is to help you become a better, more qualified, more professional educator. Know the academic challenges of your students. Could you please put your hands up? Those of you who find mathematics difficult. Karen. Don't be afraid. Me too. Me too. Okay? I found math. Okay. So we all have got areas where we shine in, but we also have other areas where we need our colleagues' help. Know the curriculum expectations. That has been said by my colleagues this morning. Try to make it fun and engaging. Make sure that your classroom is a place of happiness. Felices. Yes, felices? Is that correct? Felices? Okay, it should be happy. All right. Engagement, as I said, here's an activity. So I'm going to just let you look at this. This is an activity. Memorize estas, okay? You can read that. And you will have un minuto. I'm checking, David. David, I'm checking on you. This one, this is a test for you. Okay. What's the time? How much left? How much time left? How much time? I want to know. Okay. How good did you do? You're lucky. I'm not taking the test, okay? But that's an example to see how much you remember, because everybody doesn't remember the same amount. So everybody, muy bien? Everybody did great? Yes? 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 30 out of 30? David, 30 out of 30. David, tell the truth, because Eileen's right listening to you. Did you know them all? Come on. I made a story about the words. Okay, so David made a story about the words to try to remember them. Some other people might use, the first letters and make up words. That's what I used to do to remember dates and stuff in history. Okay. So, I'm just going to show you this a little bit. This is a preparation where they use technology. They were teaching the students how to make an animated video on something. Okay, por favor, caballeros, just briefly.
Oh, yeah, I figured. Well, I can definitely. How far they can even near the place? I haven't. Good idea. I've never had this disease. So I've been there 11 years now.
Oh, I'm taking a video.
Okay. Next one, thank you. So there they are. The teacher is working with them and showing them how to make this video, how to use technology. All right, next one. No, proche. Next one. All right, this is the 4 students, and they used putty, Play-Doh. C'est la même chose, Play-Doh? Yes, Play-Doh? Okay, and they made their 4 characters. These are their 4 selves. And so they decided you'll see how this works out to a movie. Okay, por favor, caballeros, video. Here's the finished product. 2 months.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here, you can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space. With the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel.
Okay, so that was the finished product. They did the whole thing, and we showed it, of course, to the parents and the rest of the school. But, I mean, this is a marvelous achievement, and it shows that these teachers, like myself and those of us here, believe in the possibility, okay? There is no horizon. The horizon of possibilities, we say, that is what we believe in. Okay, science, okay, go ahead, just briefly. This is a science class, just to give you an idea. I'm just going to 10 seconds. Por favor, 10 seconds. They are doing science
This part
experiments.
is metal, right? Oh, hold on. Teamwork, teamwork.
This.
There you go.
And this one.
It's the pin is magnet. Very
Let's
good.
try
Very
this
good.
one to that one.
It's magnetic. Yeah. So which one's heavy?
Yeah, it's too heavy.
How do you spell?
Okay, next one. So there's science, but they're using everyday things. They were talking about magnetism here, and they had to decide which materials would connect with each other. Mathematics, like here in Mexico, I've seen in many of the classrooms, you use games, and that's very popular, obviously, around the world, but games are a good way. In this case, to learn, we're trying to teach about the unit of money, which is very part of the curriculum here, too. So just 10 seconds, por favor. This is Sarah. Sarah is the teacher
Go
here.
around our circle like this, okay? You go south. Yeah, like two. You're gonna move your marker 2 spots, okay? So 1, 2.
Uno,
Now what
dos,
do you need to
tres,
do?
cuatro. Okay, thank you. All right, next one is we're teaching them about the community they live in, how to use transportation on the bus and so on. So this is just shared. Have you noticed the teachers in Toronto and in Canada, very diverse? You can see, you've seen, for example, Sharon was educated in Dubai, and she is, of course, superb, as they all are. So many, many different teachers reflecting our great country and the diversity of Canada. Okay, por favor. This is a video, so you'll see that how she uses the smartboard.
Right across. Okay. So today we're going to play a game called Analyze the Picture Game, where we're talking about things that you do when you're getting on the bus. So there's 3 things I want you to think about. Number 1.
Okay, next one. So creating inclusive classrooms, and everybody, my colleagues speak about that because we are all united in the fact that inclusion is essential. That's our mission here at this conference. So special education support, por favor. This is how we explain special education in Toronto, and this is one of our directors.
I study, but I get so stressed during tests.
Whenever I read, the letters get all mixed up.
It's so hard to pay attention in class.
At some point, most kids struggle with school. But there's a big difference between falling behind and needing special education support. All kids need support in school, but for about 15% of kids, they have needs that can't be met through regular teaching, and they can really benefit from special education. And it's important to remember this is not a terrible label for your child. It's not a bad thing, special education. It just means your child learns differently. Students can get special education support whether they are formally or informally identified as having learning challenges. For your child, special ed might include different teaching strategies, more time on tests, preferential seating, or special equipment. Or if your child has greater special education needs, and that could be a wide range, that could be physical needs, behavioral, developmental needs, then the school might suggest that they be in a special program for part or all of the day, or that they modify their program that they're in and they adjust the grade level. If you think your child may benefit from special education support, the first step is to talk with them about school. You can ask your child a whole range of questions. You can ask them, are there times in school when they feel as if everybody else understands what's going on and they don't? Or are there specific subjects they're struggling with? Or are there times that they just can't concentrate at all? And once you get a better picture of what's going on from your child, then you can go to the teacher and have a conversation. And at that point, the teacher may suggest a team meeting. A team meeting might bring together your child's teacher, special education consultant, or principal to assess your child's needs. The team members are there to help your child. They can offer you insight and suggest next steps. They might recommend a more formal special education assessment, or they could suggest that you and the teacher work together to develop an individual education plan, or IEP. An individual education plan includes a set of goals, identifies areas of difficulty and areas of strength, and lays out an action plan for the year. The school can recommend an IEP at any point in the process, even if your child hasn't been formally assessed. I think the most important thing to remember then is that education isn't one size fits all. There are many paths your child can take through school. But as a parent, what this means is that you have to be an advocate for your child. And that doesn't mean just attending one meeting. It means all the way through your child's time in school. You've got to work with the school, attend meetings, call the school if you feel that things aren't going well. Make sure that all of the paperwork is followed up upon. And if you do that, your child has a really great chance for success. So remember, number 1, talk with your child so you can understand their challenges at school. Number 2, if you have a concern, schedule a meeting with their teacher. Number 3, remember, there are a range of special education options available. Number 4, be prepared to get involved and advocate for your child.
Extra time has really helped.
My teacher knows how to help me.
I get it now.
To find out more, visit peopleforeducation.ca/special education.
So that was, I worked on that with it's called People for Education, which are the parent organization for the advocacy of children, all children, but specifically with a special emphasis on children with special needs. So common student challenges, I'm skipping a couple of things after this one. I'm going to skip a couple, okay? Okay, we know that there are differences in the way boys and girls learn. The new CAT scans that are coming and the MRIs that are coming talk about how we access information neurologically. And again, David talked a little bit about that, but there's a whole new burgeoning amount of research on how the brain intakes information. And that's certainly something that teachers are going to start to have access to, and it will be essential as we prepare these millennial children for the 21st century. Girls tend to be able to plan and organize. For example, there are certain characteristics, but remember, they're not uniform. Okay? They are not uniform. We have to remember that. Okay? There are always what they call crossover brains. Okay? So, and this is changing too, because now we are getting much more equity in terms of, first of all, access to the curriculum and abilities for anybody to do anything they want, and gender is irrelevant in terms of Canada's laws and education process. Next, boys interrupt. Okay, so for example, one of the things that we find out, boys are more represented, by the way, in special education. All categories are predominantly boys. I don't know if you knew that or not, but 3 to 1, 4 to 1, every category. So the research is like, why is that? So we need to have a look at that. As people who are researchers and people who are educators need to look at why is that imbalance there? How do we kind of address that? What does it teach us? So I'm just going to skip that. Okay, so just basically so you know that there are differences. In Canada, of course, and here we have cultural differences, and again, that was certainly covered by Eileen in terms of Africa, so it is not uncommon. So how do the cultures, how are they with their cultural traditions or their ways of learning? How do we put that together? How do we put together a system? Well, we have to be sensitive to that, and in Canada we are with our Aboriginal people. And of course, in Canada, nous parlons le français, we speak French, also English. But in Toronto, there are over 100 languages spoken every day. So if you went into a restaurant, you might hear this. Vanakum pardisoham nalasogam. That would be Tamil from India. You might say, Dzień dobry, jak się masz, dobrze? That would be Polish. You might say, magandang umaga, como está, mabuti? That would be Filipino Tagalog. And we can go on and on. That is the wonder of our country of Canada. So, 5 minutos, okay. These are a couple of things, and I think that a lot of these have been covered by my colleagues previously, okay, yesterday and today. And I know Jose Antonio Torres will probably again talk about it, but we all kind of have the same value system in terms of what we need to do. And so, teach respect. I'm just going to hit a few. Have welcoming activities I've talked about. Team building, so the students need to feel welcomed. Eileen posed the question, what makes you feel included? You need to feel you belong. You need to feel welcomed. That's the first thing. If you were excluded, you're not invited to a wedding in the family. That hurts. I don't care what age you are. Okay, creating a safe space, we know that. Variety of instructional, so different assessments, different instructional assessments. I hope that's right. Okay. I'm not going to talk about this one in terms of teachers in the 21st century. This is a video, but I'll make this available and so on, because it does look at some of the latest research on how to be a teacher to the 21st century millennial students, which is what you have. So I'm trying to find out Annie. Where's Annie? Annie's just missing. Annie? Where's Annie? Annie's gone. Okay, I want to find out whether or not, the question is, por favor, estamos nosotros... Oh, wait a minute. Estamos nosotros feliz. ¿Sí? Ah, en México, estamos nosotros feliz. Ah, okay, muy bien. Okay, teaching in the 21st century, we're not going to do this one, so skip this one. No time. Okay, in the last 2 minutos, gracias. I put in some resources here again, and there are multitudes you can find yourself, but I found these particularly helpful. Est-ce que, oh, sorry, I'm speaking in French sometimes, pardonnez-moi. Le video pour Happy Dance? Si? Après. No, après. Si! Ok, encore. Les estudiantes de Toluca. Por favor. Rápido. This is the last 2 minutes. Good. Okay. Come on. Mis amigos de Toluca. Come on, somebody up here, all over them. Okay, you're going to do the happy dance, yes? Okay? All right, push that in there. Okay, come on, lots of room at the front, okay? Okay, wait a minute, I have my glasses. Okay. Remember, ¿estamos nosotros felices? ¿Sí? Okay, un otro, I say, en français, amitié, but si tiempo, por favor, si tiempo. Stand up, I don't know. Levez-vous même en français. Okay, por favor. All right, please join in with us.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here, you can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space. With the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm happy, clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy, clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy, clap
Gracias, gracias. ¡Viva Toluca! ¡Viva Toluca! ¡Ah! ¡Yay! Gracias, gracias. Ok, gracias. High five, by the way. High five. Muchas gracias, muchas gracias. All right. ¡Viva Toluca! ¡Viva! Muchas gracias, señoritas. Muchas gracias, señorita. Muchas gracias. Muchas gracias.
Bien, estas ideas, estos conceptos, estas experiencias de alguna manera habrán de enriquecer nuestra función y nuestro desempeño como estudiantes y como maestros. El gran entusiasmo que muestra Jaime Molloy al momento de compartirnos estos temas reflejan claramente el amor que tiene por lo que hace. Y él nos demuestra de esta manera que cuando uno ama lo que hace, lo disfruta. Vamos a darle un fuerte abrazo, un fuerte aplauso a Jaime Molloy por haber compartido esas experiencias. Vamos a hacer entrega de este reconocimiento a Jaime Molloy por su destacada participación en el Congreso Internacional de Educación Inclusiva, un horizonte de posibilidades. Con gratitud y aprecio, le entregamos.
Con esto cerramos la sesión de la mañana. Les recordamos a quienes traen aparato para la traducción, si a la salida pueden entregarlo. Buen provecho y regresamos para el cierre.